Hey there, I just want to say yoga can be for everyone. However, it is your responsibility to determine if you are ready and able to perform this workout video. If you or a family member have a history of heart disease, high blood pressure, or are obese with any physical or medical condition that could be aggravated by a physical activity, please consult a physician before proceeding. If you are pregnant, also consider consulting a physician. If you have any history of injury such as neck, back, shoulder, or knee, please proceed with caution and stop immediately if you feel any pain, lightheadedness, or nausea. The user assumes all risks. Thanks, and I'll see you on the mat. Hi everyone, and welcome to Connection Yoga. My name is Kat, and this is Roscoe Bear off giving himself a little doggy bath. We are here today to break down another yoga pose together. The pose we'll be breaking down today is called bow pose. So, not like a little bow that you put on, but from back in the cheerleading days, or a bow that you put on a holiday gift that you're intending to give someone this season, but a bow that comes from a bow and arrow. So, if you've never seen one or thought of what that is, we'll be embodying that shape in our body today. This pose is a beautiful posture that fires up both your chest, your shoulders, your back core, your glutes, and the hamstrings on the back of your thigh. So it gets in there and it's going to be a great time. So I highly encourage you to try along with me. If so, we're going to do a little warm up together. So if you didn't have a quite mat set up or space to do a little flow, go ahead and you can hit pause, get that set up, and then come right back. But if you're ready to go right now, then make your way to a gentle kneeling posture. If you prefer seating, if that's easier on your knees, go ahead and go there. And we'll take a few moments to move into the space. Close your eyes and start to bring your mind inward into your heart space. Envision your flame flickering in that place. And start to fan that flame with an easy, steady breath. Inhale all the way to your belly. Exhale slow and steady out. Inhale to the belly, lungs fill open forward. Exhale it all away. Full breath in, all the way to the bottom, fill up to your top, expand. Exhale, let everything go. One more. From the bottom, all the way to your top, chest expands, feel it, and then let it go. Make your way to tabletop. Inhale, setting up a flat spine, draw your belly button in on all fours. Cow pose, inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, puff up, gaze comes to the belly. Inhale, tailbone lifts, collarbone spread. Exhale, cat pose, press the earth to puff up higher, 2 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale away. Gently waking up the spine, our heart space. Lower 1 more time. Inhale, big. Exhale, push it away. Come back to neutral spine, curl the toes, and lift the knees 2 inches for bear pose. Spread your fingers wide and really press the earth away, getting space in your upper back region. Soft bend in the elbows. As you breathe, our core starts to wake up here. Last breath. Step your feet back, stay flat plank. And then fold and walk your hands to your feet, ragdoll. Hang heavy, soft or big, bend in the knees. Just one breath here. Exhale, release the bind. Hands to shins, halfway lift, press your heart long forward. Walk the hands back down. High salute, press your feet, stand all the way, reach to the sky. Lace the fingers, pointer fingers out, steeple grip. Exhale, side bend to your right and hold. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale lifts you tall through the center. Exhale to the left side. Right hip kicks out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale through center. Gentle back bend. Maybe just lift the gaze. Exhale, fold it forward. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Fold forward. Breathe out. Again, high mountain. Inhale, reach to your sky. Lace fingers. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale through center, press your feet, get tall. To the left, exhale out. Inhale through center, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold through one more time, halfway lift, breathe in. Fold forward, breathe out. High mountain, reach up. Lace the fingers, right side bend, exhale. To the center, inhale. To the left, exhale. To the center, one last time, baby back bend. And fold it forward, halfway lift, breathe in. High plank, down dog. Use the plank to measure it and then press it back. Really pedal your feet, start to warm up the back of the legs. Just a few more minutes waking up here. Not gonna be in a flow forever, so don't worry. High plank, float forward. Hold here, inhale. Exhale, belly lifts up. Inhale, one last time, option to lower the knees. Exhale, lower flat to the mat. Cobra, uncurl the toes, shoulders round, breath lifts you up. And down, two more. Inhale, up. Exhale, down, slow and steady. Inhale, use your breath to wake you up. Exhale, lower. Arms to a T. Bend in the right knee and scorpion over your left arm. Start to roll over, gentle shoulder opener. Right foot comes behind you. And come back to center. Right arm extends back. Left knee bends and scorpion over the right shoulder. Come back through center, hands under the shoulders. Cobra, one more time. Lift up and hold this time. Feel what the exhale feels like in this place. Long spine, reaching forward. Option to press up a little higher for a high cobra. Continue to lengthen the spine. Breath is strong. Last breath here. Exhale, lower it down. Child's pose. Inhale, press up and exhale back. Reset, just a few breaths here. And then we'll move on to our pose breakdown. And gently start to walk yourself back up to your kneeling position. And we'll get breaking down. So, bow pose is a prone pose, which means you're laying on your front side onto the earth. So, it's symmetrical by nature, which means both sides of the body are doing the same thing. We can, when we break down the modifications, We will talk about doing this one-sided, and you'll see what that looks like at that point. But let's start here with what the true north alignment of this posture looks like. Maybe that alignment works in your body and maybe it doesn't. We're going to explore, so just stay connected, and pain is not good. So if you start to feel any, you need to ease up a little bit. Maybe pause this, that wasn't enough of a wake up, and wake up again, or if you want to go back and do that mini sequence again, you're welcome to do so. So we're going to get going though here. So you're going to lay back down. This easiest way to do it is come to knees plank and then just safely lower flat using a little arm strength. And your gaze is going to be down, okay? So I'm going to first demonstrate this briefly, and then we'll break it down together. So, bow pose. Ta-da! This is my expression of it. And it's pretty general, pretty close to what it should be. I mean, I'm pretty flexible here. I've got this one. It could definitely get higher. It could definitely get longer. It could get so many ways that maybe you'll find in your body in this expression. So, excuse me. To begin, your arms will go alongside your body and feet extend long behind you. Really get as long as you want, as you can get, okay? And then keeping your knees facing the earth, take a bend and bring your heels in towards your glutes, okay? So this is the first step to keeping alignment in our knees and hips. These joints are sensitive, and so we really want to protect them and make sure that the integrity of these joints is maintained. The shoulders are also a joint that's affected in this pose, so we'll talk about that. And why this probably makes it a moderate to kind of advanced posture is because of these joints and the general flexibility it requires, or mobility, but it's definitely accessible. So keeping your knees pointing down, bend your heels into your glutes. Your pelvis is going to stay grounded here, and there will be a mild opening in the front side of your hips. So your arms are reaching alongside you, and they start to reach back, aiming for ankles or feet. So whatever is there, and then you can lay back down. Okay, so we're not gonna activate the core, we're gonna start to set up the rest of our body, our shoulders. So you're gonna roll your shoulders around the body and abduct them, meaning your shoulder blades come together, gently squeezing, and then down the backside body. So this motion stabilizes the shoulder in place and starts to protect that joint instead of over mobilizing it, which we don't want to do here, and it's definitely possible. So shoulders around, down your back pockets, and this should start to kind of lift your upper chest. Your chest will continue to open, and the key is when you inhale is when you can lift. So inhale to start to lift, thighs off, chest up, kicking the feet or the ankles into your hands. Okay, and you start to lift. Remember to breathe, okay? You'll rock gently back and forth if you do. So as you lift, it definitely is for me sometimes, an inclination to start to open up the legs. You want to really expand in this place, and that is great. We want you to, but that will take your knees and hips potentially out of alignment. We want to keep the line of the muscle straight underneath the hip all the way around. So creating, a bow's string doesn't wobble out. It goes, imagine this is the length of the bow. It goes just one arch over. So you just want the straight line of your arms and the under part of your body to be the one straight long string, okay? So you want to keep it central and stabilized. Those are my two favorite alignment words. Central, centered, and stabilized. So we've got our shoulders pretty centered and stabilized there.
But as we lift, we need to keep our knees together. So squeezing your inner thighs, squeezing your glutes will help to keep that stable, keep you in. And again, pressing your shins towards the back wall will help continue to open the chest here. Gaze lifts, and you're continuing to reach your tailbone back as your crown reaches forward. Gently release here, hands stack under the heads. Take a bend in the knees and windshield wiper your feet back and forth. Just a little break here. So that pose can be a bit. And if you're starting to feel this in your low back, then you're potentially crunching a bit more than you want. You know, honor where this flexibility in your spine and your back muscles are, okay? Because we see these back bends, and you know, people on YouTube, beside myself, and out in the Instagram world who are showing me their crazy mobility, their flexibility in their spine, these back bends. But for us everyday people, it really doesn't even do much for us. By crunching, you know, it just shows that we kind of can get our body in that way. But what we really want to do and give our body here is strength and length. And those two things are really what's going to carry you longer through your life, rather than how far you can back bend, or, you know, those mobility, flexibility are great, but in poses like back bends, you know, it's better to protect yourself than worry about trying to get all the way crunched, is what I'm getting at here. So don't worry about that. As you lift, you want to reach both directions with your spine, okay? So that is the main gist of general bow pose. So you might flex your feet instead if that feels better, if that starts to pull you back and together the way you want. And you'll see with me breathing here, I rock kind of on my hips. So my hips are staying grounded, but my belly doesn't lift me. My breath will just gently rock me back and forth if it's there, and that's okay. It might feel a little silly, but you'd feel more silly if you passed out because you weren't breathing. Just saying. So just breathe and allow the breath to come in and explore this space. You're trying to open your chest, your front side body, all the way down your hips. And so the breath is really what can bring in and fire this pose up, what does. So pulling it all the way beyond just our everyday chest breathing to your belly, but also feeling the chest in this posture can work you out. You know, it's a fiery pose. So, you know, proceed lightly, and maybe you do it a little bit. You come down, take a little rest, and get back in. Otherwise, modifications. If you're like, okay, I barely could even reach my ankles, that's okay. Let alone lift up off the earth and use my core to get up there. So we're gonna talk about a couple modifications you can do. Starting with closest to the general pose. So this one, you can just no bind, reaching your heels up and maybe starting to lift your chest like a baby cobra, not putting weight on your hands, though they're there if you're feeling like unsure. So you can just bend in the legs and use your chest, your core to start to lift up, you know, if you can't reach your ankles quite. Okay? Next one, if you can, but that lift was killing you a little bit, you can stay grounded. Stay grounded here and just press your feet into your hands, and that can, and you know, roll your shoulders, abduct them down the back to protect them, but you can feel the tension creating, you know, a little bit of length in the shoulders and the legs without all the action of lifting to whatever degree you can. Okay? So that is two modifications. One-sided, I told you we would, and we're back. We're gonna do it. One-sided bow pose. So if we're doing our right side first, Stack your left hand under your face, or maybe make a fist there. And then bend the right knee and reaching back just one hand for the leg or ankle, okay? So, again, option to stay grounded, just kicking the foot, kind of lengthening the thigh and the shoulder on one side. Next is to lift up just one side. So you again press, squeeze the inner thighs, trying to keep your chest square, but only accessing really one side of your body. And we'll do the other side just to be even. Right hand stacks under the face, bend in the left knee, grab back for foot or ankle, and lift up into the one leg. Shoulder rolling down the back, chest and crown reaching forward, foot and shin pressing back. Inner thigh, squeeze the line. And release it down. Option always, if you need a little counterbalance, to get back into a child's pose, and this will start to re-lengthen and curve out the spine in the opposite direction. So counterbalance, please take care of your spine and your body. And stay connected. If you're not connected, then you won't pick up on these sensations and know that your body is asking for that. Next, strap version. So, I've personally not done this, but I was looking for modifications, other ones than I knew, to do this posture, and I saw this, and I was like, of course, you can put a strap in everything. So if you don't have one, you could do a really big t-shirt, or a pair of leggings, or a towel, or whatever. I have one, so I'm gonna show with it. So what you can do is, you're trying to reach it around your feet. So I'm not sure the best way to do this, but I'm gonna try and just kind of lasso them. Break. Let me figure this out. Okay? So, bottoms of the feet, wrap them up, grab your strap on both sides, and then come back to your stomach. And you can hold both sides of your strap as it goes around your ankles and lift up to whatever degree you need. Okay? This really gives you as much space as you need. The more flat your shins are, the less traction you're gonna have to hold the strap up. And this could be if you have tight shoulders, you need a little more distance in your arms to get back there. Just take the time to explore that if that feels like a cool option you want to explore. You could probably do it one-legged as well, but then it kind of takes it into a dancer place, and I guess they're pretty similar in some ways, but anyway, you could do whatever with your strap, really. Finally, we bring in our bolster. Beautiful bolster, which makes us look like Christmas today. So you're gonna put this generally where your knees would be, and so you're gonna go over it, knees rested, lower your hips. And so instead of using your core action to lift your legs, you've got a bolster joint. So you just have to lift your chest and reach back. And this can help you set up your alignment without a little bit of the action. So you've got a little help from your bolster. Next, if you're feeling this in your hips grounding on the earth and you don't want that, or if you have, large chest and you need a little more, space to help yourself underneath, you can put these under your hips. And again, start to build the same way. Maybe you're not lifting up as much, but you've got a little padding on your hips. And maybe you just explore this if this needs to be a little more forward so your chest isn't lifted, Whoop. Bolster version. There we go. See, I just was like a little top heavy, and I was like, I feel weird grounded right here, but maybe. So, trust yourself. Modifications are an exploration, and it's going to take time for you to explore what fits in your body, what your north alignment looks like. So I've given you what it generally should look like in the average human form, but of course, honor yourself and what your body can do in this moment and each time you come to your mat, okay? So that's about it. Remember to breathe, remember to rock and roll and enjoy it, and that's it. Thank you so much for sticking through this mini workshop on bow pose. I just wanted to give it all the time and space to explore something a little bit more advanced than our usual fundamental poses. So if you liked what we did today, please hit the like button before you go. If you're not already subscribed and you'd like more content, please subscribe. We also have live yoga on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. It changes every week. Sometimes it's a power, sometimes a full restorative, sometimes just a slow movement flow. Check that out and so much more. I love you all. Have a great holiday season, and remember to take care of yourself with your yoga, with your breath. Namaste, everyone.